guys, welcome to today's Big Brother 17 updates and spoilers. Our house guest of the day is Darren Chan 21, and he wants to know if I was on this season, who would I align with and why? I'm gonna go with Jason. I've answered this question a few times and I'm always saying Jason just because, I don't know, I feel like we'd get along really well. I want to be one of Jason's hookahs. Let him know. Alright, so yesterday, Steve and Vanessa were chatting in the afternoon, and again, Vanessa brings up how production told her they have to wait until Tuesday to tell Liz that they're not taking her to the final two. They can't use any absolute language. They won't be using any absolute language because they're both planning on taking her to the final two. Give me a break. Again, they were BSing each other. They were like, oh yeah, we're going to have to tell her that we're sorry, but she's had Austin and we were working together. And they're going to say that she's got to go because she's got 2 automatic votes just sitting there in the jury waiting. And then Vanessa's like asking Steve if Liz has said anything about final two to him. And Steve is like, nope. I don't know what she's doing. Is she even playing the game? So then, yesterday, more cards, more gin, the game, not the drink. They did some face masks, and then Liz cooked dinner. She made steak, potatoes, and veggies. And then it was time for Steve to talk to himself in the backyard. So last night it sounded like he was practicing for potential jury questions. It also sounds like Steve is really scared to go back into the real world. He is concerned about his perception, how he's being perceived outside of the house by the fans. I don't know. I mean, like, you're not, like, the most liked, I would say, but nobody's like, Steve is the worst person in the world. Blah! It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. But then he was also talking about how if Vanessa wins the final HOH and scumbags him and takes Liz to the final two, he would still vote for Vanessa because he feels like he would regret it if he didn't. He knows that Vanessa played a better game and he would vote for her. So last night, the Pop TV viewers voted for the house guests to get some fondue up in there. So they also got these Pop TV mugs to put the cheese in. They were like really excited about the mugs. They were also really excited about these like Pop TV bags. So yeah, good for them. Woo! I want some of that cheese right now. Okay, so then after that, more cards, Vanessa and Liz. The cards, like, I understand that they're bored, but it's just, like, so boring to watch. So, Vanessa last night was getting very short with Steve. It seemed like she was getting really annoyed by his constant buzzing around and, like, him being like, I'm gonna go take a nap. No, I'm not. What am I gonna do? Should I take a nap? He's freaking out. He's really paranoid. But it's really bothering Vanessa. So then Liz tells Vanessa, I saw Steve talking to himself out in the backyard. He was probably practicing a speech for the finale. Yup! You got it. And look at that. More speech practice by Steve last night. So, again, he's clearly still planning on bringing Liz to the final two. It was pretty much the same stuff that we've heard him going over. Him comparing Vanessa to Derek from last season. And I get the sense that Steve is planning on kissing Vanessa's butt. Because as he's pushing her out the door, if he wins the final HOH, he wants to make sure that he's still going to have her vote in the jury. Alright, so then this morning, Vanessa and Liz were chatting outside, and Vanessa's like, hey, has Steve talked any game with you? Have you guys talked about the final two at all? And Liz is like, no effing way. I have said nothing about the final two to him. I haven't told him about our deal. So Vanessa was like really drilling her about this. She was like, I need you to give me your word. Did you say anything to Steve? And she's just like, no, I didn't. So then Vanessa's like, okay, good, because I'm all about the deal. You've been loyal to me. Steve has betrayed me multiple times. So she brings up when Steve tried to replace her in the Scamper Squad with Johnny Mac and how Steve was definitely more loyal to him. But Liz kept her safe. So she really respects that, and she wants to reward Liz by bringing her to the final two if she wins the final HOH comp. So she swears on Mel that she will be bringing Liz to the final two. You know it's real. Alright, so then Vanessa is like, no, I want you to understand, like, I'm still gonna have to make some sort of deal with Steve just in case he wins the final HOH. And Liz is like, you know what? That makes sense. And, I mean, what else is she gonna say? She can't win. She can't win that final HOH anyway. She's just sitting there hoping to be picked by somebody. So she's not gonna be like, Vanessa, you can't make that deal. It's BS. No, she can't do that. So she also promises, if that is the situation and Steve takes Vanessa to the final two, she promises to vote for Vanessa. And Vanessa's also kind of angling to get that Austin and Julia vote. So she's like, I know you can't, like, make a promise for them, but can you? So Liz was like, yeah, I'll work on them or whatever. So, I don't know. Vanessa's setting herself up pretty good. Unless Steve wins the final HOH. But again, let me know who you guys are rooting for in the comments. We're 2 days away from the finale. It's getting close. So until tomorrow, much love.